and welcome to the Auto Today show. My name is Dipayan Datta and boy do we have an exciting story for you today. I've got with me the TVS Apache RTR 204V and we are at the TVS plant in Hosur and we are about to embark on an epic journey that is so integral to the TVS way of life. We start from here and go all the way to the MMRT on the outskirts of Chennai. The MMRT, by the way, for those of you who don't know, is the Madras motor racetrack. And along the way, we are about to explore the spectrum of the abilities that come along with the RTR series and the Apache series by TVS, taking a closer look at the features that make it so special and give it such a wide range of usability. So let's not waste any more time, hop on the motorcycle and hit the road. Speaking of a wide array of features, the first one that came in handy was actually even before we left the TVS factory in Hosur. With the speed limit of 15 km an hour, the glide-through technology on the Apache 200 RTR 4V came in extremely handy. All we had to do was unload the clutch and then let the bike roll at under 15 km an hour, which is otherwise very difficult to do on the throttle. As we set off in the early hours of the morning towards Chennai, dark clouds circled ominously overhead, threatening to unleash one of Bangalore's signature downpours. As scores of TVS employees filtered into the factory, we set off with the RTR 204V pointed in the direction of Chennai and the MMRT. Hoping to outrun the rain, we threw the Apache RTR 204V in sport mode and set off along the Bangalore-Chennai expressway. A 6-lane highway meant there was more than enough space to safely keep triple-digit cruising speeds. Now usually on a single-cylinder small displacement motorcycle, high-speed cruising means vibrations galore. But on the 200cc Apache, what stood out is how buttery smooth the 200cc motor is, even with the revs as high as 8000 RPM. The overcast day made for perfect riding weather as we made our way along the highway lined on either side by the hills of the Eastern Ghats. Cruising along, I began to realize that despite being of the sports bike orientation, the 200cc Apache was more than comfortable out on the road. The seat is a good balance of cushion and rigidity that makes long hours on the bike feel unstrained and natural. Pair that with relatively high set foot pegs and comfortable handlebars and you have a motorcycle that you can tour on comfortably. Best of all, with the built-in navigation feature on the instruments, you don't even need to mount your phone on the bars. And just like that, 290 kilometers to the Tamil Nadu border were dispatched with ease. Now we started our ride yesterday in Bangalore and today we found ourselves at the MMRT 280 kilometers from Bangalore. Now yesterday was all about city riding and highway riding where the TVS Apache RTR 204V excelled in every field. But if you thought that that was the extent of the abilities of the TVS Apache RTR 200, you are in for a bit of a surprise. But before we get on to the next part of this video and why we are at the MMRT in Chennai, let's make a little change to setting and of course a change to the gear I'm wearing.
And now that we've changed into racing leathers, you probably already figured out what we have in store for you next. We're going to take this Apache RTR 204V that we rode from the factory in Hosur out onto the track. Now this is a bone stock motorcycle. We could have taken a race bike from TVS, but the idea was to show you just how capable a bone stock Apache 200 really is. All we've done is tune the suspension a little bit to the stiffer side for the track and remove the sliders from under the toe rest. But aside from that, this is a bone stock motorcycle running bone stock tires. Let's head out onto the track and see what it's really capable of.
With just a few small changes out on the track, the Apache 200 RTR 4V took to the track like it was made for it. Once the settings were dialed in, the Apache felt like an entirely different motorcycle, sharp and aggressive through the corners. The stock bike was only a few seconds off the pace of the race bikes, and it was hard to believe that I'd ridden the same motorcycle the day before. This is what really sets the Apache apart in this segment. This is an entry-level sports bike that you can commute on with ease, ride comfortably on the highway, and then on track days you can take that same motorcycle and ride it hard on the track without making any major changes. At this price point, I don't believe there is anything with this much bang for your buck.
I think that's what really brings out the synergy between TVS Motors and TVS Racing to make them come together to create such a great brand. Now, before we end this video, don't forget to hit that like button if you like what we've done, and don't forget to subscribe to the Automotive channel. And before we close up, a huge shout out to TVS Racing who helped us get on the track and put this bike on the track, and of course all the folks at TVS Motors, you know who you are. Thank you so much for watching. This is Didi signing off.